Take a look around the room. Check out all these different faces that you see here. We come from different schools, and we work with an array of populations. For example, who here works with children or families? Mentally ill? How about the veterans? And though we come from different schools, and though we work with different populations, we all do it out of the compassion we have for others. And if you check out all these people here, you know that this common bond really unites us, because that's why we're here today. But right now, we're not going to look at all those other populations. We're going to look at us, social workers, the issues we're facing today.
The most daunting issue at hand is that our profession is in peril. We currently have a lack of social workers in an ever-growing profession. Right now we have approximately 650,000 social workers in the U.S. It is estimated by 2020 that we will need an additional 25% to meet the growing demand. That is a great disparity between what is actual and what is needed. The purpose of social work is to enhance the human well-being and help meet the basic needs of all people. Now that's a lot of people. So how can we meet our purpose without enough social workers? Does that put our profession in peril when we can't meet the mission of the profession? Absolutely. Along with factors such as unsafe working conditions, high caseloads, an increase in paperwork, and high burnout rates, we are losing current social workers in the field right now. Additionally, we all know this, high educational debt and low salaries are keeping people away from entering the profession. Now, we all know this is a serious problem. So how do we react to this news? Well, in reality, this has actually been an existing problem in our profession. And with the changing times, we are seeing new ones arise. As natural caring people, we may be thinking about the effects on the populations we serve. Now, will the quality and effectiveness of the treatment be compromised? Will the waiting list of services continue to grow? The answer is yes. These issues continue to push people away from the profession. But it's time to address these issues and start advocating for ourselves, or else we will not be able to serve the populations. Or else ultimately, we ourselves will become psychologically, emotionally, and physically drained, that we may be forced out of the profession. Our profession is in crisis.
So how can we tackle this issue? We have the Dorothy I. Height and Winnie M. Young Jr. Social Work Reinvestment Act to address our problem. This act will specifically respond to the areas of retention, recruitment, and research. To tackle these areas, the Social Work Reinvestment Act has 4 prongs. First, the Reinvestment Commission will be set up to advise Congress on social work issues such as workforce safety, debt compensation, and fair market compensation. Basically, we are the lowest paying professionals with an advanced degree. Wow! Do you think that's fair? I don't think so.
No way!
This commission will be a federal agency focused just on us, social workers, to counteract this problem as well as others. That bestows so much power in our profession that takes our profession to another level. That gives social work the recognition that it deserves. Second one of the act is the grants, which will be used to find effective social work interventions and translate these into practice. Address high caseloads, supervision, compensation, safety, and working conditions. Gives nonprofit organizations and community-based programs the ability to test and further replicate effective services being produced. And lastly, gives money to universities to help recruit BSWs, MSWs, and social work PhDs. Because ultimately, grants equal possibilities for improvement. National Coordinating Center that serves as a clearinghouse to collect, coordinate, monitor, and distribute best interventions. Finally, the Social Work Reinvestment Act proposes the implementation of the Multimedia Outreach Campaign to advertise and highlight the advantages and rewards of the profession through public service announcements, in the hopes that one day kids will say, "I want to be a social worker!"
Yeah, yo, hey! Yeah.
This monumental act can't be passed on its own. We need to convince our legislators, our senators, our representatives to help support this pivotal act. How can you help? Well, we have written letters for you that urges our legislators for their support. All you have to do is sign them. We'll even mail them out for you. It's that simple. Now, after this presentation, go out and spread the word. Tell your family and friends. Tell your fellow colleagues. Tell your fellow classmates, your professors, your clients. Tell everyone you know, or people you don't even know. Tell them, hey, do you know about the Social Work Reinvestment Act? Ask them to support the people who need your services. Ask them to support your profession. But most importantly, ask them to support you.
The historical time with the Depression in the 30s, the war on poverty, and the civil rights movement in the 60s brought upon extremely complex social and economic issues. The need for social workers was apparent, and therefore investments were made into our profession. Currently, we are again facing complex social and economic issues. Therefore, we must again reinvest in our profession. We must go out and convince our legislators, the government, to recognize how important our profession is. We need to set a milestone in this century for our profession. Push for social work, push for reinvestment.
Also on the letters, please put your return address on the letters, please. Thank you.
So we're mailing, or we're here to collect and then we want our